Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. I'm back with another Harry Potter collection video. Today I have the 3 houses that LEGO has made from the Wizarding World. Now, not all 3 of these are Wizarding houses because Privet Drive is obviously a Muggle house, but we've got Privet Drive, 12 Grimmauld Place, and of course the Burrow, the most iconic one over here. And I just wanted to take a look at all 3 of these together because all 3 of these are highly detailed, very nice sets for both play and display, and they're all extremely unique when you compare them to each other. So you guys know the drill by now. I have done individual reviews of all of these sets, but we're going to do a quick overview, and then I just want to talk about just generally, the existence of these sets and how they compare to each other. So this is Privet Drive. It is the smallest of these 3. This was a $70 set and also included the Weasley's flying car, but I do not have it with this set. And it is a little bit dusty, as you can see, because it's been on display for quite a while. And even though it's really small, I really like this set because it is extremely dense. It's just a cool build, and I really like that LEGO made a 2-story house with several rooms at this scale. You have the living room. There's even a feature to drop letters down the fireplace. If I turn it the right way, there we go. You've got the cupboard under the stairs in the corner there. You have an entire staircase in this set, of course, which is pretty decent. And then you have Harry's bedroom upstairs. And that is a lot of room for a set of this size. And I believe there's here it is. There is a hidden door here to access the cupboard under the stairs. So getting that much playability is great in a $70 set, but what I love even more is that it is just a perfect suburban house from the outside. You could buy a bunch of these and just change the door numbers for the house and maybe omit that sticker and stuff like that, and then you could just make a little subdivision of these houses if you wanted to for your LEGO city. The Burrow is extremely difficult to fit in frame because it's just so tall and kind of crazy, but I think this is probably my favorite of these 3. I really like Grimmauld Place, but the Burrow is the Burrow. You just can't beat it. From, the color scheme to how the designer, even tilted it. This is actually tilted. They actually tilted it forward. I was really impressed by that when I built it. I truly think that this set from 2020 is one of the greatest play sets that LEGO has ever made. The only thing I don't like about it is that this is the front of the house, and so you have kind of one side missing rather than the back missing. I get why they did it. It definitely expands playability, but I would also just like it if this was a little bit more complete off to this side. But it's pretty cool because you have a very good interior. You can open up this section of the living room, and then you can also see the kitchen swinging out over here. So there's a ton of space. There's also some cool features with the flue powder, fireplace and everything. And then there's just so much room in this entire thing once you get into the higher levels. You've got Ginny's bedroom, you've got the master bedroom, you've got Ron's bedroom, you even have a little attic space, a balcony, a little sitting area. There's just a ton of space in a set of this size, and that's what I've always loved about it. There's just such good usage of space. That's really the thing. So, I mean, that's why I can't even really be mad about the fact that one half of the house is missing or one side of the house is missing, because it was clearly the right decision to make to fit so much into this house. And the Burrow is the classic wizard house with all of the crazy stuff going on the inside and the outside. And that's something that the other houses don't have. And now we come to Grimmauld Place, the newest of these 3 sets, because the other 2 came out in 2020 and this one came out in 2022. It was the biggest Harry Potter set of 2022, actually, at retail, because we're not counting the direct-to-consumer set. This set really impressed me because of the sliding feature. The fact that you can make... Whoops. I did not mean to break that off. But the fact that you can make another, condo appear between, the 2 Muggle ones, that's a feature that I did not expect LEGO to actually go through with. I didn't think they could do it, not at this scale. And so I'm always going to be impressed that they managed to do that. Although, I mean, just that's a really cool feature, don't get me wrong, but from the outside, this is also relatively boring. It's not the Burrow, it's not crazy. The feature is crazy, but appearance-wise, it goes from being 2 regular, Muggle condos to being a 3rd condo that's in gray instead of, this nougat color. So I don't know, like, so I think that this one is, you know, it's obviously better suited towards putting, it's better suited to putting in a regular display. That's what I'm trying to say here. This set and Privet Drive, these could make a really nice little Muggle neighborhood together. You could buy, again, multiples of these sets. The only issue would be like door numbers repeating. You'd have a lot of 11s and 13s, but there's ways to, you know, modify this to just use the facade to not, you know, bother with the interior. But the interior is also something special on this set, because much like the Burrow, the designer here used every scrap of available space. And as a result, this has a lot of interior space. It's got a ton of rooms. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rooms. You've got 9 rooms in a set of this size. And yes, some of those rooms are very small. And yes, they don't have a full floor. But I still think that it's really impressive how much the designer managed to fit in here. So you might be wondering what the point of this video is, but I mean, there's not really a point. Like, this is all I wanted to show you guys. I kind of just wanted to do a little comparison between these 3 sets and think about, you know, what other houses Lego can make, or, you know, like what you can do with these sets. Because especially laid out like this, I really like these 3 sets. Privet Drive, I think, is definitely a little bit underappreciated because it is boring from the outside. It's just a suburban house. It's also not that interesting on the inside. It's great for what it is, but I mean, look at Privet Drive's 2 armchairs and a bed next to these 2 behemoths. I mean, it's not exactly a fair comparison, but again, I feel like people don't appreciate how good Privet Drive is just because it is something so mundane in a fantasy, you know, theme. But there's also advantages to that. Like I said, you can take 12 Grimmauld Place and you can take a Privet Drive set and you can just slap them straight in your Lego city. The biggest issue with putting Grimmauld Place in your Lego city is that, whoops, I do not want to knock Mrs. Weasley out of the way. The biggest issue is just that you don't want something sticking out this much, you know? If I can, it's very hard to close this thing up with one hand. And now I've broken it. But you know what I mean? Like, it sticks out quite a bit because of the way the function works. So that would be the biggest detriment towards putting it in a Lego city. But it's also not hard to just, like, you could literally just take out these lift arms and, like, drop this entire section if you wanted to. Or you could just pick up the facade here and, like, paste it down onto a base plate. So I really like that these 2 sets can still work in a Lego city. But the Burrow absolutely cannot. The Burrow is totally out of place in a Lego city. But I think that's fine because it's nice to get something that's so wacky and wizardy. And honestly, the more I think about it, the more I wish I could integrate Privet Drive and Grimmauld Place into my Lego city. I can't because I don't have room for it, and also I don't want to put something Harry Potter in my Lego city. My Lego city is for like creator sets, city sets, friend sets, and Marvel and DC sets. I don't want to mix Harry Potter in there too, even when they have buildings that are this good. If I had the space, maybe I'd feel differently, but when you don't have the space, you really just want to keep your Harry Potter stuff separate, especially because I like Harry Potter so much. But I mean, I don't know, like I do want another wizard house, and that's also kind of why I wanted to make this video, is because I think the next set that Lego should make for this theme, after we got a huge $100 house in 2020 and a huge $120 house in 2022, I think in 2023 Lego needs to make Xenophilius Lovegoods house from Deathly Hallows. Make that as a $100 to $130 set, and I think that would just be incredible. It's not as interesting as the Burrow from the outside. It's still got, you know, like that crooked, unique shape, but it is all black, which is slightly, you know, less interesting than this patchwork of like earthy tones that the Burrow has. But I think it could be something really special, especially if it included, you know, features to like blow it up in the middle and stuff like that. That would be fun for kids. So I really like these Wizarding World houses that Lego has been making, and so I really hope they continue with it, because I think this is the way to keep the Lego Harry Potter line alive. You can't always have the biggest set of your year be a Hogwarts set, and that's, for the first time, that's something that we saw in 2022, where there were 2 sets bigger than the Hogwarts expansion for this year. And I was really impressed by that, and I hope that Lego continues with that. So let me know which one of these 3 houses is your favorite in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well, and check out my website, goldenninja3000.com, and I'll see you guys with more videos soon. Bye for now.